Hey guys, Brian here. I wanted to take a minute and show you just how easy it is to work with the holiday objects and how cool photo objects with transparent backgrounds can be to use in your graphic designs. So here I am in Photoshop. I just opened up my logo. Again, I'm in Photoshop, but any image editing software that supports layers should be able to do this as well. So what I want to do is try and dress up my logo a little bit for the holidays. And so I'm going to go ahead and come over and see if we can't find an object that I think will work well with my logo. And I'm going to try the Santa hat right here. I'm going to bring the hat on down and open it up into Photoshop. And the first thing you're going to notice is this checkered gray and white area around the hat. What this area denotes is completely transparent area. There is absolutely nothing else in this image besides the hat. I could grab it and move it around and nothing else moves. So let's start here. I'm going to go ahead and select the whole hat. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to bring it on over to my logo, which by the way is also on a transparent layer. In fact, let's go ahead and I'm going to turn on a white background here so that we can see this a little better. And I'm going to paste the hat object on here. And the first thing we can see is that the hat object is huge. Maybe too huge for this, for what I'm going to try and do, but actually that just by itself doesn't look quite so bad. But what I want to do actually is make the hat a little bit smaller and put it into this area so that it kind of looks like my logo is wearing the hat. So I'm going to resize the hat here and move it up. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I want to actually move the hat layer so it's up above my logo. There we go. So we'll get that a little bit more into position there. And I'm going to rotate it just a little bit. Move it back in here again. Maybe make it just a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so now the hat is sitting on the logo. And one other thing I want to do is add a little bit of a drop shadow. And by adding a little bit of a drop shadow, it just makes the whole thing pop just a little bit more. So I'm going to turn the opacity down, so it's just a slight effect. And here you can see it before the drop shadow, and now I'm going to add the drop shadow. And you can see kind of it just adds a little bit of snap to it, makes it look better. So I could stop right there and just put that logo up on my website, and that would be great. But I want to show you a couple other things, a couple other objects and things we can do with them as well. So let's come on back in here, and I'm going to choose this red ribbon, which the ribbon is cool because I can put this ribbon on any photo or any other object or any other picture and make it look kind of like it's a present. So I'm going to select the whole thing, copy it, head on back over to my logo. I'm going to paste it on here. I think I'm going to hide the hat here for a moment. And again, I'm going to want to resize this so that it fits a little better. There we go. Grab it, move it into position. And there we go. That's looking pretty good. Of course, the ribbon's hiding most of the logo, so that's not really going to work. So let's grab the ribbon itself, the layer that the ribbon is on, and I'm going to move it down below the logo layer. And there we go. Now we can get the logo out in front, and that looks pretty good. I like that. And then there's one other object here that I'd like to show you right now, and that is the silver snowflake. And this image here, you can really see the effect that the transparency is going to have. I mean, look at the detail here and all the little minute areas that have been cut out that all have transparent backgrounds. We're going to be able to see right through this little opening right here and see whatever's behind it. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, and once again move it over and paste it onto my backdrop. Again, the objects themselves are pretty large, so that you can use them in all sorts of different applications and different sizes and dimensions. My logo here is pretty small, so I'm going to want to downscale this again. And I don't know if this exactly goes with my design too much here, but it really does show you the abilities of the transparency here. You can see the transparent areas behind the snowflake, where you can see right through to the red ribbon. You can see through these other areas to see the background. So basically you can see anything that's behind the snowflake, and it makes it look really cool. So I could even come back over here then and turn off the background if I wanted to, and be able to export this or save it, so that when I put it on my website or into my newsletter or whatever, however I wanted to use it, I would have all that area still be transparent, so I could still see behind it. I'm going to go ahead and leave the background on. Oh, one more thing. If you do want to export it so that it's transparent behind, when you go to save it, what you're going to want to do is, I'm going to save as. Right now this is in the Photoshop format, but what I'm going to want to do is make sure that I save this as a PNG file, and the PNG file is what will preserve the transparency. So I'll go ahead and save that to my desktop, and smallest size is great. Makes it a really small, nice size to upload to your website. Hardly takes any bandwidth whatsoever. And there we go. So I hope you enjoy the photo objects for the holidays. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a line or an email. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.